What up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith, and today on the channel, I'm going to be reviewing Lament of Frost. This book is by Lily Ann Crow. The name of the series it belongs to is Will of the Wayfinder. Lament of Frost is the third book in the series, but you really could almost start here with the series if you chose to. There are a few things that tie into the first two books of the series, which are Dreams of Dust and River of Stars, but these two books are their own story. It's a complete story. I even mentioned in my review that I put up last week of these two books, I was really curious where this third book was going to go, how it was going to start, because I thought that the story wrapped up so nicely in the first two. So Lament of Frost is actually the start of a new adventure with a few of the characters that we've already met and in the same world as the first two books. The majority of this book is more mystery and adventure, discovery, I would say. I loved the expansion of the world of Corinth. I have continually been amazed at the incredible creativity this author has when it comes to building out this world. In this installment of the series, we venture deep into the frozen mountains to the majestic Silver City, which is where the race that Rima, one of our main characters, belongs to, the Dolrooks. Many years ago, the Dolrook race retreated into these mountains and they built a city underneath this frozen lake. As with the previous two books, this author is able to describe this world, its wildlife so vividly, it's easy to imagine. It's also easy to imagine why I would not want to live there. There was this one particular beast that was described, it's called a horned bear. A bear with a horn coming out of its head. I know it may sound funny to picture, but the way it's described, this sucker was vicious and extremely dangerous. In addition to the horned bear, there are other new creatures that this author has created. There are several new races of people that we come in contact with. There are these ice demons called Veblings that I just could not help it. I kept picturing them as gremlins in my mind, especially Spike. Instead of being green, he's blue. And while I love reading about all these new characters, new races, new animals that populate and inhabit the new areas that we visit, wouldn't want to meet them, but I love to read about them. Something I was hoping for in the second book, River of Stars, I wanted to learn more about this crystal magic system that was introduced in the first book. I didn't get enough of it in River and Stars, but the author made it up to me in Lament of Frost. In the first two books, we learned that practitioners of magic use crystals. Different color crystals did different things depending on how the crystal was cut or left in its natural state, depended on its potency, and it also depended on the person themselves and how they were able to use or produce magical abilities. It's something that is constantly evolving, something you're able to keep learning about. And in this particular book, the new races that I mentioned, the author introduced, they display magic uses in even more interesting ways, one of which really appealed to me. It had to do with crystals being embedded that look like tattoos. I was like, that is so cool. I mentioned at the start of the video that Lament of Frost is a new adventure, but it's in the same world with a few of the same characters from the first two books. A new main character joins our group in this one, and I just absolutely loved him. His name is Callum Farringall, and he is Finn Farringall's brother. Finn is a character that was in the first two books. I loved the passing of the torch between sister to brother. Callum added something to this group that was very sorely needed. What do you need when you're traveling or you're doing something in that kind of environment? You need somebody that's going to lighten things up, and that's what Callum does. His ego is what's the funniest. He's always the first one to step up and be like, I got this, I'm going to go eliminate this threat. While he is a capable fighter, he oftentimes finds himself in need of help, but he keeps saying, I got it, I got it, I got it. And then at some point he goes, you know what? On second thought, maybe I don't have it. I got so tickled at this character, just absolutely loved him. The one drawback to my reading experience for this book was the pacing, but only in a certain section. The journey by boat and over land to get to the Silver City was exciting. I was meeting new characters, new races, new animals, seeing a new section of the world. It was very entertaining. It was fast-paced. There was danger in this type of journey. It was a very dangerous time of year to be trying to navigate through these mountains. There was just constant danger. I loved it. And after such an exciting journey, we get to the city. The plot slowed way down as our characters encountered a lot of resistance. They had to navigate these hurdles in order to figure out what's going on with the city. I was just getting impatient for them to figure out what was going on because I kept getting this feeling there were one or two conflicts that were about to pop off in this one. I was just in a hurry to get back to the adrenaline rush of flipping through the pages of the action adventure. I wanted to see how this magic was going to be used and what was going to happen next. Readers, I think, would get the most enjoyment from reading this series would be those that love large-scale world building, unique magic systems. Those that love the journey trope, quest trope, action and adventure, mystery, lovable characters. If any of those are things that you look for in a book, then the Will of the Wayfinder series might be one you would really enjoy. In fact, if you are subscribed to the Kindle Unlimited service, these books may still be included in that, so you can pick up the first one at least and give it a try and see what you think. Thank you so much for being here listening to what I thought about the third book in the Will of the Wayfinder series, Lament of Frost by Lily Ann Crow. I will have it and the first two books in the series linked down below. I will include my non-spoiler written reviews for the first two books. I did have a video that went up last week. I'll have that link there as well if you want to check it out. Thanks again. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.